Hey folks, thanks for checking out another monthly update for Stream Closed Captioner and my various other extensions. If you don't know who I am Eric Guzman, or Talk to Me Gooseman on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, most socials. And this is the update for the month of May. All right, so let's get into it. So last month for AWS costs for the Stream Closed Captioner, the cost was $206 total, and that is down from $228 over the last month. And that is because the cutover for the new Stream Closed Captioner. So the rewrite that I had been working on for a couple months switches from using AWS to another hosting provider called GigElixir. So I will be billed through them and not through AWS. So this is why we see a little bit less, because towards the end of the month, around the 25th, 26th is when I did that switch over. So costs dropped a lot because we weren't using EC2 instances, wasn't using Elasticache. We will still be using the same relational database because we have all our information on there. And we'll be seeing a lot of other costs coming down for CloudWatch. So basically the main cost that we'll be seeing still living on AWS is the database cost of roughly $30 a month. So that's going to be really cool to see how that plays out in a month's time for the month of June. So I was talking about the new hosting provider. So the new hosting provider is GigElixir, and they specialize in hosting Elixir applications that Stream Closed Captioner is now built with. And I have yet to receive a billing statement for them, but the current cost ever since the deployment of Stream Closed Captioner is now $64.80. I've been trying to pay attention to the cost and see how much it's going to average out. So the bill, I think, for the new rewrite will average between $100 and $150. The reason I don't know what the costs are going to be is because I'm not exactly sure the amount of replicas and the amount of memory the application is going to need just yet. I've been keeping a close eye on things to see how much CPU is used, how much memory is used out of the new rewrite, and making sure we don't get any out of memory errors. Definitely things have stabilized significantly since the first couple days of deployment once I was tweaking things, and things are looking very, very, very good with the new implementation of the Stream Closed Captioner. So it's not just a new look, it is brand new plumbing, and the plumbing has been absolutely amazing. Just like the amount of performance and stability that has happened since the new deployment has been astounding. Absolutely astounding. One of the things I've talked about before, but I am going to make sure to cover every month, is the fact that also with the new deployment, I added in New Relic to help track information about what the heck is going on in Stream Closed Captioner. So I've been playing around with the metrics, so certain things are still kind of gaps in here. But the main thing that's interesting is these three cells at the top right here. This is a breakdown of how long it takes to send a captions to Twitch. It takes roughly 30 milliseconds. Recently, it's jumped up to 70 milliseconds. The Twitch API is taking a little while to acknowledge back. It's doubled since a couple days ago. The other cool thing to take a look at here is the amount of captions that we're sending. We are sending a lot of captions every day. There was a bug that I recently fixed that's actually been plaguing Stream Closed Captioner for months now, that was causing huge bottlenecks in the amount of captions that are sent by you, the broadcaster, to Twitch. After about 10-15 minutes, the Chrome browser would mark your tab inactive if you happen to have the tab for string closed capture out of focus. Chrome would basically throttle it down and prevent me from sending captions in a timely manner. And ever since I made that change, captions have been going out on time consistently for a while now. And you can see on a daily average, the throughput has been about 10K for like a given period of time. And you can see this kind of consistent curve of, nighttime to daytime. There's a little dip around lunchtime and then an increase again. So it's really cool. On the right here is kind of tracking telemetry of how many people at a time are actually using Stream Closed Captioner. So this is, I'm not sure how close this is to accurate, because 700 people at any given time seems like a lot. I think this isn't necessarily people that are active, but if we wanted to see who's actually online at the time, we can always go to the showcase page on Stream Closed Caption and see how many channels are actually live. If you wanted to see other people that are using closed captions, or if someone was asking you, is there a way for other people to find other people that are using Stream Closed Captioner or closed captions in general, they can go straight to the website and look at the showcase page. So I've been tracking a lot of telemetry to get better insight and try to track issues as much as possible. I was talking about this curve right here of how this is pretty consistent. If we go back a couple days from the 30th, let's go back a little bit. Let's go to the 27th. You can see right here that this was the old performance of the messaging. You can see that the amount of throughput originally with the Stream Closed Captioner with that bug was pretty dang low. Once I made that fix, you could see this spike up a lot, which is awesome, which is absolutely astounding. So I've been randomly entering people's streams just to make sure things are still working just fine, that the data that I'm seeing is true to what is actually happening. So I've been happy to see, as I pop into people's random streams found through the showcase page, that everyone's captions are being consistent, being fast. So I'm just absolutely ecstatic that I found this bug and now captions are 100% reliable. I'm just super excited about that. The other thing that has been absolutely amazing about this change, using Elixir, the same technology that WhatsApp and Discord uses, is regardless if we're sending a tiny amount of messages or we're sending 10K messages in an hour, the performance of the application is consistent across the board. Other than Twitch taking a little bit longer to respond to us right here. This is Twitch right here, right there. Big old block of color. We can see that regardless of the spiking, everything is the same. It still takes the same amount of time for us to send the messages to Twitch. So it's just amazing. It is amazing that with this fix, things are still just chugging along and moving through. And I just super excited. So I am excited about the future. I am working on a implementation for completely going around Twitch and sending messages directly to the extension itself, connecting to the server. I finished the work to do that. All I have to do is deploy it and test it to see how the application, how the server handles thousands and thousands of viewers connecting directly to the server to get the captions. I have some safeguards in place, potentially if things kind of go haywire and everything catches on fire, but I'm hopeful that everything's just going to run smoothly. And if that works out, then captions are going to get better because I will be able to send captions directly to the stream instead of passing it through Twitch. I just want to thank everyone for the support that you've been giving me. Thank you, all the patrons, for your contribution to help pay for server costs. And also thank New Relic for their sponsorship to help pay for server costs also. It's been absolutely amazing, the support I've been getting. And with this rewrite, I'm hoping that costs are a little bit more in control for the future for scaling, because so far as I've seen it, the performance has been really great, regardless if we're sending 10,000. The Elixir app has been absolutely phenomenal. So thank you. And I hope to see you on the next update, folks. Have a good one. See you in July. Bye.